Right, and we are back. Moving on then. That ground man? What's up, ground man? Some of us have come to this tournament to test our strength, or spectate, or whatever. But really, I'm just here to find out if there's any materials anywhere I can't drill through. Property damage? Yeah, right. This is not what I was made for. And so, 162. Toxic Trouble by Flora. Now, what I'm looking at here is 5% leak penalty. Leak penalty as in showcasing your stage somewhere. Were they excited and they leaked their stage? Or what happened here? Patchy gave 55, that's over 50. That's the first 50 I think I've seen. 31.73. Well, here we go. Toxic Trouble. It's just one element again. Exciting. Okay. This feels familiar. I'm trying to pick up on it. Oh, this does feel familiar. I can't quite place it though. Oh, hello. I don't think I've seen this Met before. You are quite durable for a Met. Now I have to try. When you give me a platform like that, I just have to try. Curiosity. Fair enough. Rips, huh? Isn't this a wasted chance to use green? Since, well, it's meant to be toxic. This song is very oddly familiar, but I cannot place... I wasn't expecting you to do that. Now, I don't know if that's a hole, but I'm just gonna assume that yes it is. Oh god. Okay, okay. We're looping left, okay. And that's not a hole, because sure. Okay. Suddenly, a fish enemy, just okay. That, I wouldn't say that really fits the theming here, but sure. Okay, now we've got Uranus platforms again. Okay, I know you're quite undurable. Maybe you I take out, because I wanted those balls. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen this enemy before. No idea where that enemy's from. I've never seen it before. Suddenly... Wait. Oh, hello there! Hello, mini-boss. Okay, that's just great. I couldn't avoid that damage because I didn't know I have to be right. Great. Hello? I cannot say this song reminds me of anything. This is, like, unknown to me. Totem Pollen, why are you so durable? Okay, fine. I'll just pass through then. So now we have a blue frog. Okay. I can't say anything has made me... Oh, barely made it. I was not too sure. Oh, hello, hello, hello. I can't say anything makes me feel like this is toxic trouble or anything like that. Oh, it's this mini-boss. I don't remember where you come from, but I've seen you. Wait, what? Okay, see you later. What does this platform do? Does this fall or what? Oh, but... What is going on here? Can you explode for me, please? What? Well, that's weird. Okay. Oh, it's you again. There's no checkpoint. I just noticed. But I have no checkpoint. Hi, hello, smiley face. very much realize that I do not have it. Oh god, that's not good. I love missing the boss. Okay, do some damage there at least. Okay, good. Yeah, I can't say this boss is terribly exciting. But I at least know how to fight it now. No, don't you think about it. One more. We get the job done. And that's the end of the stage. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. Walk from left to right, fight some enemies, get through some gimmicks, and that's really it. Yeah, I cannot say anything else about it. Mick really did not like this stage, or wasn't impressed by it, whereas Patchy gave the highest score of the tournament so far. What have I got? Mick, 18. Well, this wasn't a pleasant experience. At first it was just kind of nothing. CFTF visuals. CFTF? That abbreviation isn't really bringing out anything for me instantly. And 9 harmless enemies, save for that trio of Fatul, Ace, Manbo and the Butterfly. There was a neat aesthetic detail with leaking acid fire, but that's the only bit that ended up noteworthy. Then we fight this weird top hat spider stuff beat. Yeah, beats me what that was. And everything goes downhill. The emoji bombs are out of place, and at least one of them tends to teleport for no reason. Does indeed. Multiple broken solids pop up. And if these aren't a glitch, that's a significant aesthetics error. The enemies continue to be nigh harmless. There's water that randomly disappears, and it culminates into one of the most frustrating Grey Devils I've ever seen, owed to the fact the slime doesn't despawn on its own. And if you die, it's back to just after the spider stompy. I'm glad I did not die, because I noticed there was no checkpoint, so I was taking that fight seriously. Thanks for pointing that out though. I like to talk about things that I found enjoyable as well, but there's not much of anything positive going for this place. It's all a bunch of blah, and the most fun I derived from it was the neat aesthetics early in the level. Even Shinryu gave more than you, Nick. That's... yeah, you really didn't have fun time, did you? Shinryu, 20. Level design wise, there's not a whole lot to go over here. This is a very short stage consisting of simple rim layout, along with mostly non-threatening enemy and hazard placement. If it weren't for a few functionality issues, along with some grievances I have with the end boss, there wouldn't be much else to discuss with this one. As far as technical problems go, there's the fact that both the first and second half level themes don't loop properly, although you'd have to intentionally go idle for a while to even notice this. I can't exactly overlook it either. More glaring, however, is the lack of collision on what should be solid tiles. I get the feeling they're supposed to be background details, but it just comes across as visually inconsistent. It's especially confusing during the lead up to the boss, where you're basically phasing through what looks like solid ground. That's what was going on. Not to mention one of the enemies in this area snaps between being inside and above the floor. Yep, found that too. Speaking of the boss, why is there no checkpoint right before him? Granted, the trek back to his room doesn't take that long, but it's certainly annoying to have to go through it again if you happen to die. It's not that unlikely of a scenario either, seeing as the boss is the Grey Devil. Who is the Grey Devil? I've never heard of this boss. But now his projectiles never despawn. Also, the other Grey Devil I fought did despawn, but gotcha. Can't remember, it wasn't that memorable. While it's definitely possible to manage this fight with weapons, it's a whole other story for going cluster only. Trying to keep it so that the globs don't overtake the floor, also trying to sneak in hits on the boss is nothing short of annoying. I managed to do it, it was quite straightforward actually. While I can at least appreciate the thought of wanting to make a vanilla death kit boss more interesting, this definitely wasn't the right approach. All in all, this stage and the Red Devil could have used a lot more fine-tuning. Well, Patchy, you kind of enjoyed this one, 55. Trouble in Toxicity Town. Still don't really feel the toxicity in this stage, but okay. Very, very short level with somewhat basic level design put into it. Simplistic platforming with also simplistic enemy placements, pretty jamming tunes at least. Pretty clever repurposing the boss store graphics as pipes, and having the acid drip from them to make it look like a pipe leakage. Some of the reskins are cute, even if a little mature-ish, like the sea mines and the skull mini-boss. Skull mini-boss? I suppose that was a spider. It's charming in a way. Final section is a bit wonky with how Mega Man keeps randomly standing up in one wide sliding tunnel. In a one wide sliding tunnel. I think you wanted some generic stoppers on when the acid drops drop. Grey Devil, except now he's red, so he's the Red Devil. How diabolic. He also has a smile that reminds me of Kool-Aid Man. Nothing about being annoying or no checkpoint placement, so I guess Patchy just breezed through this stage. Flashman, 36. I feel like we're back in Magma 1, before the community had a good handle on theming, logical architecture and the importance of playtesting. With assets smashed together, all helter-skelter, pits that look like screen traditions that might as well be pits, and wildly inconsistent collision objects use, allowing for player confusion and disastrous out-of-bounds shenanigans. That sounds like fun to me though. It's like all the wisdom from the previous contest has yet to be gleaned? Okay. Dangers are forgotten as suddenly as they're introduced, and there isn't much we haven't seen elsewhere. There's no real learning curve aside from a few mild increases in difficulty, and no clear rationale for modifying or respriting any enemy other than the boss. Checkpoints are frequent enough, but one before the boss would be nice, as would a power up or two. The foreground background graphics are fine enough, but they lack finesse and variety. All the custom sprites except maybe the boss look out of place. I don't understand the change in music at the halfway mark. Me neither, I feel you there. The second half is slightly more distinctive and focused, but not so appreciably different in feel that it needs completely different music. There are a few things I like. I appreciate the idea of an acid pipe that runs the entire length of the level and ultimately feeds into the boss. Cracks where the pipe leaks acid are a nice detail. Acid pairs well with urine as platform, even if the introduction is too rough when you play it. The crude skull in the background of the first mini-boss fight adds some character. Using a sea mine as a shield for totem pollen is smart. The second mini-boss works well underwater. Second mini-boss? Second mini-boss? We're not talking about the drill here, are we? I didn't realize that was underwater. I don't think that's what we're referring to here. I could recommend this level as practice for aspiring playtests, but not as much else without major revision. Finally, Ace, 38. Why on God's green earth did you give the Mets more health? Why? That's a weird take, sure. Okay, this is just a rather dull nothing level. Its focus is all over the place, but new assets seem to either just irritate or waste time. That's when you aren't encountering soft plugs we are going through a screen transition wrong, which is not helped by just how few checkpoints are scattered about. I'd say the graphics are just super inconsistent. Obviously many of the redesigns are rather crude, and frankly, just go whole hog if you're going to replace many of the enemies anyway. I'd at least get it would at least gel better. And the tile set is a bit odd. Several of the tiles that are meant to be solid just aren't. That said, at first there is still a fairly good ambience in this level. Dripping pipes, crates containing what I assume is toxic gunk, pulled up areas and weird mutants. You know, the level actually has an identity in spite of itself. Not sure I felt that personally. And that ambience was working up until the music track changes and you lose it. Wow, straight into a wall. Oh, I actually really like both songs quite a lot. The second song is a right bop, but just kind of says it already. I like it, and it's detriment to what the level was going for initially. Let's talk about the Kool-Aid Devil. Not only does he not get a boss checkpoint, good grief, you took what is already a rather tedious deathkin boss and made it way more irritating. Flick up those turbo switches, kids, they're gonna need it. Oh, I get it, spamming, nice one. I feel bad for the Grey Devil, so many people are making him so much worse to fight. I almost regret coding the fella. That's on me, I guess. Oh yeah, the boss sucks. Well, Ace does love their bosses, and this one is not especially interesting. I don't really have much to say. I don't really feel the feeling of the level being toxic trouble. Well, I kind of expected more green, if I'm honest. No checkpoint before the fact that the boss of the stage is a weird take, but the boss itself is relatively easy once you know what you're doing. It's a pretty straightforward from point A to point B stage. No secrets hidden in arbitrary and stupid locations, so that's a plus, but yeah, not really memorable. Pretty forgettable, to be fair. We are still in tier 2 after all. Anyway, that stage covered, let's take a break and moving on.